Right?
I want to say it's, yep, you're good. Go right ahead.
Good to go. Reporting.
Okay. I'd like to open up the Contract Administration Board meeting for November 8th, 2021 at 4 o'clock p.m. Noted for in attendance is Bruce Hidley, Albany County Clerk, Andrew Joyce, Chairman of the County Legislature, and we have Dan Lynch, Deputy County Executive, with us today. So with that being said, we still cannot approve the August 9th, 2021 meeting minutes without County Executive Dan McCoy. So I'm going to move along and ask for the approval of the October 13th, 2021 meeting minutes.
This is Andrew Joyce. I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? That motion's carried. Thank you. So, first on our agenda this evening is contract number 6641. The department is audit and control. The vendor is Aquarius Capital Solutions Group, LLC. The estimated amount is $20,000. The estimated term is 1/1/2022 through 12/31 of 2024. The scope of service, the objective of this project is to recognize and report the county's other post-employment benefits liability as required pursuant to Section 75 of the the Governmental Accounting Standards Board for inclusion in the county's annual finance report as reported in accordance with GAAP, and to provide relevant information about the actuarial accrued liabilities for these benefits. The actuary will assist the county in determining the actual accrued liability and the annual required contribution. The evaluation must be performed by or under supervision of a certified actuary and must comply in all aspects with requirements of GASB 75. The actuary's report should be provided in sufficient detail to enable the county to recognize the accrued liabilities at the operating fund level as appropriate. The fiscal impact of this program would be 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions, and I ask please state your name for the record.
Does that mean you want me to present comments or questions? I can say that. Thank you, Chairman Hidley and board members. I'm requesting that the Contract Administrative Board approve my request to execute a contract with Aquarius Capital Solutions Group for the county's actuary services, including relevant information to calculate post-employment benefits, OPEB, liability, according to GASB 75. This contract will be a 3-year contract with 2 1-year extensions at the county's option. Aquarius is the current vendor for this service and offered the lowest pricing of 6 submissions at $20,000. At this time, I'll answer any questions you may have.
Any other questions from the board? I'd like to entertain a motion.
This is Dan Lynch. I will make a motion.
Andrew Joyce will second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion is carried. And obviously, Sue, this is a very good program for the county, so thank you.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is contract number 6633. The department is Human Resources. The vendor is MM Hayes Company Incorporated. The estimated amount is $83,000. The estimated term is 11/1/21 through 10/31/22. The scope of service will be the Kronos timekeeping maintenance contract. This is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Hi, this is Jennifer Clement. This is our annual maintenance contract for our timekeeping system, and this system has a direct feed to our payroll program, and this is just the annual maintenance agreement for the Department of Human Resources.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion, please.
Andrew Joyce will make the motion.
Dan Lynch, second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Carried. Kronos is an excellent timekeeping system too, Jen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is contract number 6640, Department of Economic Development. The vendor is Hudson Valley Agribusiness Development Corporation. The estimated term is 1/1/22 through 12/31/22. The estimated amount is $25,000. The scope of services This HVADC will provide programs to county farmers that are designed to support growth and development of agriculture and related industries by providing agribusiness technical assistance, project planning, and development services, and agricultural development support. This partnership was recommended in the adopted County Agriculture and Farmland Protection Plan and is budgeted in the 2022 budget and is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Good afternoon. This is Laura DeGatano. This is a renewal of our contract with Hudson Valley Agribusiness Development Corporation. It's our third year of a partnership with them. The organization is an economic development agency with a specific focus on the viability of the agricultural economy. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any further questions? I'll entertain a motion, please.
Dan Lynch will make that motion.
Andrew Joyce will second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion's carried. Thank you, Laura. Next contract is 6634. Department is the county executive. The vendor is the food pantries for the Capital District. The estimated amount is $60,000. The estimated term 7/1/21 through 6/30/22. The scope of service, the food pantries, the Capital District provide a single point of entry for indigent individuals placed on quarantine or isolation order by the Albany County Department of Health due to COVID-19 to secure home-delivered food and grocery services. This program is 100% state funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is a request to amend the previous contract with the food pantries for the Capital District that was made under the county executive's emergency order in order to provide food as well as wraparound services to those placed under quarantine by the Department of Health. This would extend the current contract through mid-year of 2022, but there's also the ability to withdraw from the contract at an earlier date if necessary. And again, it is fully reimbursable by one of the Department of Health's COVID-19 epidemiology grants.
Can we have your name for the record, please?
It's Patrick Alderson on behalf of the County Executive's Office.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions for Patrick?
I will just hope that we are in a situation for the county to happen to end this contract before the middle of 2022.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion, please.
Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Your motion is carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is contract number 6649. Department is Health. The vendor is James McGinnis and Associates, Inc. The estimated amount is $96,000. The estimated term is 1/1/2022 through 12/31/26. The scope of services software will allow us to track employees' time to ensure complete grant vouchers and timely reimbursement. We currently have over 15 grants from the New York State Department of Health. The software integrates with the state application of EHIPS and Article 6 state aid. This software is also used by Schenectady, Tioga, and Oneida County Health Departments. It's sole source approved by purchasing. This is 100% reimbursable, and the fiscal impact is 100% to the state. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Good afternoon, Shannon Witherspoon for the Health Department. This is a time management and grant administration software that integrates with the New York State Department of Health applications. It allows for timely grant vouchers, and as we stated, it's used by 3 other local health departments, and it is 100% reimbursable by our state aid base grant.
Any other comments or questions for Shanna? I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
This is Dan Lynch. I will make that motion.
Oh, we're both so excited about this. We did it at the same time. So Mr. Lynch made the motion. I will second.
Thank you, Chairman.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstention? Your motion is carried. Thank you, Shanna. Looks like you're up again. Contract number 6648. Department is Health. The vendor is Adirondack Environmental Services, Inc. The estimated amount is $25,000. The estimated term is January 1, 2022 through December 31 of 2022. The scope of service, provide testing of food and water samples to determine the pH, bacteriological contaminations, coliform bacteria, and other contaminants. Now, this fiscal impact is broken down into two categories. The county will be responsible for 64%, and the state will pick up 36% of this fiscal impact. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
This was done via RFP, and Adirondack Environmental Services was the only respondent. We are currently contracted with them to do the same service, provide testing of food and water samples. Our current contract is up at the end of this year, and we are requesting to contract with them for another year for $25,000. And it is 36% state aid reimbursable, and the remainder is county funds, 64%.
Any other comments or questions? I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Thank you, Shannon. Next contract is 6643. The Department is Aging. Vendor is Department of Social Services. The estimated amount is $35,858. The estimated term is 4/1/20 through 9/30/21. The scope of service is a memorandum of understanding with the Department of Social Services to accept the Aging and Disability Resource Center grant awarded to the Department of Aging. The grant award provided support to New York Connects to prepare for, and respond to COVID-19, targeting older adults in Albany County regarding access to nutritional needs. And the fiscal impact is this was 100% state funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions. Anybody there from the Department of Aging?
If no one's on from the Department of Aging, Mr. Chairman, I can jump in.
Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
Nope, I apologize. I was muted. It's Pat Dillon.
Your video is off.
Who do we have?
We have Pat Dillon. Thank you to the board. It's Pat Dillon from the Department for Aging. Apologize, I was muted. The Department for Aging requested legislative approval to accept this grant and explained its purpose. In turn, the Department for Social Services New York Connects Department contacted our congregate meal participants and made sure that they were receiving meals during the pandemic. For some of this, it was our home delivered meal program. The New York Connect staff contacted roughly 474 participants and worked with our HDM providers. They put about 220 people, older adults, onto the HDM program, followed them through, and stopped the process when the emergency order was lifted. Like it was said, the grant is 100% state funded, and we're asking permission to transfer the funds over to DSS, which will reimburse a percentage of their administrative cost for the work performed.
And I just want to clarify, you're transferring that to the county's Department of Social Services, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? I'll entertain a motion, please.
Dan Lynch, I'll make that motion.
Andrew Joyce, a second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is contract number 6581. The department is purchase of services for recipient. The vendor is Home Aid Service of Eastern New York, DBA Eddy Health Alert. The estimated amount is $75,000. The estimated term is 1/1/22 through 12/31/2022. The scope of service, the provider will install and maintain electronic communication equipment in the home of frail, elderly, or disabled DSS clients. The equipment is designed to signal a monitoring agency for help when activated by the individual. And once again, I'd like to note that the fiscal impact here is two. The county will pick up 34%, and New York State will pick up 66% of this contract. I open the floor for comments or questions.
Good afternoon. This is Joe DeAngelis from Social Services. We're requesting to renew an agreement with Eddy Health Alert for personal emergency response systems and materials and services. The provider will install and monitor electronic communication equipment in the home of DSS clients, which allows them to remain in their homes, thus reducing the need for potential nursing home placement. We've been contracting with this provider for many years. There are main contractor for this service, and they perform the majority of the services, and their services have been satisfactory. We currently service 189 unduplicated clients being served by the Eddy.
Okay, I just want to clarify, Joe, who did you say the vendor was?
The vendor is, it's Homemade Service of Eastern New York, and they're doing business as Eddy Health Alert.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments or questions? I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Your contract is carried. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is contract number 6627. The department is road machinery maintenance. The vendor is HL Gage Sales, Inc. The estimated amount is $99,000. The estimated term is a one-year agreement, 1/1/2022 through 12/31 of 2022. And the scope of service, the purchase of parts and repairs for the departments and international harvester trucks. This is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Lisa Raimondo with Albany County DPW. HL Gage was the sole bidder for our parts and repairs to our international harvester plow trucks. This is a one-year contract with the option to enter into 2 more one-year agreements.
Any other comments or questions? I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Dan Lynch will make a motion.
Andrew Joyce, second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion is carried. Thank you. Contract number 6607, department is road machinery maintenance. The vendor is Postler and Jekyll Corporation. The estimated amount is $99,000. It's a 3-year term, 1/1/2022 through 12/31/2024. The scope of service, preventive maintenance, and necessary repairs to the HVA systems at the Public Works facilities. It is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions. Lisa?
Hi. Yes, Postler and Jekyll was the low bidder of our annual HVAC preventative maintenance bid, as well as any other necessary repairs that should come up. This is a 3-year term contract.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion, please.
Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstention? The motion is carried. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Next contract number is 6606. The Department of Sewage Treatment. The vendor is BDI Incorporated. The estimated amount is $80,000. The estimated term is 11/15/21 through 11/14/2022. The scope of service is supply replacement chain and sprockets for the north and south plant grit collectors. The fiscal impact is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Good afternoon. This is Angelo Gaudio with the Water Purification District. BDI was determined to be the lowest responsible bidder for RFB 2021-117. Of the 5 bidders we received, 2 were disqualified. 1 was disqualified for not meeting the material requirements. The second was disqualified for not bidding on all the items outlined. As indicated, this is for supply of replacement chain and sprockets as it relates to a grit removal system, and is in the amount of the $80,000 identified.
Any other comments or questions? I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
This is Dan Lynch. I will make a motion.
Andrew Joyce, second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Any abstention? The motion is carried. Thank you. Next on the agenda is contract number 6602. Department is Sewage Treatment. The vendor is Phoenix Environmental Laboratories, Inc. The estimated amount is $40,000. The estimated term is 12/1/2021 through 11/30/2022. The scope of service is environmental laboratory testing needed to comply with the district's New York State Speedies permits. This is the renewal year as it's referred to in contract 5875 of 2020. The fiscal impact is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions. Angelo?
Oh, thank you. Yes, this is a renewal for our laboratory services. Again, this is used for various environmental testing that are required as part of our permit. Again, the amount is the $40,000 and it is for a 1-year term.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion, please.
Andrew Joyce will make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 6644, Department of Sewage Treatment. The vendor is 3D Rigging and Construction Incorporated. The estimated amount is $50,400. The estimated term is 11/15/21 through 2/15/2022. The scope of service is to conduct modifications to the conveyor located at the North Plant Primary Treatment Building. This will be paid from account number G98130.44071. It is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Thank you. 3D Rigging was determined to be the lowest responsible bidder. We received 2 bids for this RFB, and they were considerably lower than the next bidder. Again, as indicated, this is for work associated with putting in additional supports for a conveyor associated with our screenings at our preliminary treatment building, and then it also incorporates some concrete work.
Any other comments or questions? I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Dan Lynch will make that motion.
Andrew Joyce will second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Your contract is carried. Contract number 6657, the Department of Sewage Treatment. The vendor is Tech Valley Docks and Doors LLC. The estimated amount is $40,000. The estimated term is 11/15/21 through 11/14/2022. The scope of service is to supply and install 2 commercial overhead doors in the North Plant Primary Treatment Building. This will be paid from 2021 appropriations. Is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions. Angelo?
Thank you. Tech Valley was the only bidder for this particular RFB 2021-140. As indicated, this is for the replacement of 2 overhead doors associated with our grit and screenings area, and the amount is $40,000.
Any other comments or questions? I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Andrew Joyce will make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Contract is carried. Thank you, Angelo.
Okay, thank you. Take care.
Contract number 6621, the Department is Building Services. The vendor is BPI Mechanical Services. The estimated amount is $69,300. The estimated term is 1/1/2022 through 12/31/2024. The scope of service, HVAC preventative maintenance and emergency services. This is also broken down into 2 funded resources. The first, the county will pick up 44%, and the second, the state will pick up 56%. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Good afternoon. This is Scott Allardyce filling in for Dave Latina. This is a 3-year contract which will start on January 1st, 2022, pursuant to RFB 2021-119.
As much as I like your bald head, you might want to pull your camera down a little bit there, Scott.
Oh, I apologize. How's that?
That's much better. Well, so much. Any other comments or questions for Scott? I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
This is Dan Lynch. I'll make that motion.
Andrew Joyce will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? The motion is carried. By the way, you didn't help yourself, Scott. You still gotta manipulate that a little bit. Contract number 6620, Department is Building Services. The vendor is John W. Danforth. The estimated amount is $24,282. The estimated term is 1/1/2022 through 12/31/2024. The scope of service is HVAC preventive maintenance and emergency services. The fiscal impact is 100% to the county. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Thank you, Mr. Hidley. This is also preventative maintenance contract and emergency services pursuant to RFB 2021-119.
Any other comments or questions? I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
This is Andrew Joyce. I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. The Department of Building Services, the contract number is 6619. The vendor is Esco Inc. The estimated amount is $38,040. The estimated term is 1/1/21 through 12/31 of 2024. The scope of service HVAC, preventive maintenance, and emergency services. And the fiscal impact for this is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Thank you, Mr. Hidley. This is also in pursuant to RFP 2021-119 for preventative maintenance and emergency services.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion, please.
Dan Lynch will make a motion.
Andrew Joyce, a second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstention? Carried. Contract number 6618, Department of Building Services. The vendor is Postler and Jekyll Corporation. The estimated amount is $40,500. The estimated term is 1/1/22 through 12/31 of 2024. The scope of service, HVAC preventive maintenance and emergency services, is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Thank you, Mr. Hidley. Again, this is in pursuant to RFP 2021-119.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion, please.
Dan Lynch will make a
Andrew Joyce, I'll
motion.
make the motion. Oh, sorry, I tripped over you again. Mr. Lynch made the motion. Andrew Joyce will second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstention? Your motion is carried. Contract number 6615, Department is Building Services. The vendor is Gotham Refining Chemical Corporation. The estimated amount is $84,600. The estimated term is 1/1/2022 through 12/31 of 2024. The scope of service is required Legionella prevention, testing and treatment of cooling towers, and HVAC equipment water testing at the county office building, mercantile, judicial center, and family court. Again, this is broken down into two funding categories. The county will pick up 85% of the cost, and the state will pick up 15% of the cost. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
This is in pursuant to RFP 2021-128. It is required that we provide this service to these buildings.
Any other comments or questions? I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion is carried. Contract number 6595, Department is Building Services. The vendor is CPS of Albany, Inc. The estimated amount, $66,010. The estimated term, 11/1/21 through 6/30 of 2022. The scope of services, snow plowing and salting of the parking lots and walkways of the Department of Health and the Board of Elections complex. The fiscal impact for this will be 100% county funded. Open the floor for comments or questions.
It's a one-year contract for the snow removal at the complex stated. It is per storm contract based on the amount of snow we get is determines how much you're paid for each storm.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion, please.
Dan Lynch will make that motion.
Andrew Joyce, a second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion is carried.
Again, hopefully for us in Albany County that we don't get to the top end of that contract.
Yes,
Maybe we'll have no snow,
I
or
agree.
limited snow.
You just jinxed us.
I did. Next week.
Contract number 6589, the Department is Building Services. The vendor is Rise Engineering. The estimated amount is $76,719. The estimated term is 12/1/21 through 6/30 of 2023. The scope of service is utilizing National Grid's SBC incentives program, all office lighting at the Board of Elections, Hall of Records, and the Albany County Resource Center will be changed to LED lighting. The fiscal impact is 100% to the county. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Mr. Clerk, this is Dave Riley. Scott, are you still on? Because I was under the impression that DGS was going to pull this for next month, that you were still working out some details.
They're both muted.
He is not on my screen anymore.
Okay, well, in his absence, I would request that we hold this till next month.
Okay.
And get that formalized and get everything hammered out so we can get the terms that we need in there.
Alrighty. So I'll entertain a motion that we hold this until further contract negotiations.
Dan Lynch will make that motion.
Andrew Joyce will second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? This contract has been put on hold until further notice. And what I think is the final contract for tonight is 6660. Department is Fleet Management. The vendor is Energetics. The estimated amount is $59,500. The estimated term is 11/8/21 through 11/7/2022. The scope of service is the comprehensive fleet inventory and electrification plan. The fiscal impact is 100% to the county. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Headley and board members. This is Luke Rogers from the County Executive's Office. So for the past several years, the county executive, in partnership with the legislature, has been aggressively pursuing ways to transition our fleet to zero emissions vehicles. This contract will allow us to continue to do that in a strategic and cost-effective way. Basically what it is, it starts with a full fleet inventory, not just fleet type, but granular to the type of use for each vehicle, miles traveled, and other factors that will allow us to best match up the type of zero emissions vehicle that we could transition to and continue to provide the same level of service to county residents. Beyond the inventory, it will then look at the facilities throughout the county and basically plot the best path forward for charging infrastructure as we continue to transition our fleet, so that we are making those upgrades and improvements in a cost-effective manner. And then finally, it will identify available grants and financing mechanisms to accomplish those goals. So happy to answer any questions. Energetics was the lowest responsive bidder.
Okay, I now open the floor for comments or questions. Hearing none, I'd like to entertain a motion.
It's Andrew Joyce. I'll make the motion.
This is Dan Lynch. I will second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? This contract is carried, and good luck with that, Luke. We appreciate all the hard work you're putting in towards these emission efforts.
Thank you, sir.
So at this time, there's no further business to come before the Contract Administration Board. So I'd like to entertain a motion that we close the meeting at 4:35 p.m.
Dan Lynch will make that motion.
Andrew Joyce, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? The motion is carried. Thank you, everybody. Dan, are you signing
Good night,
the
everybody.
contracts?
Thank you.
Yes, I have signed them, Bruce.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great night, everybody.
See you.